Hello everyone and welcome to my reaction to the finale of The Acolyte. So, I feel like there's a lot to cover in this episode and I'm very interested to see what they're going to fit in such a short amount of time. But I did want to start this reaction off by letting you guys know that there is a possibility that I got spoiled about something happening in this reaction. I don't actually know for sure, so I'm going to talk about it at the end of the video if it does happen to transpire in this episode, and I'll explain more why I'm not entirely sure if it's a spoiler or not, but I always like to be super upfront with you guys. If I do ever see something, it was a ridiculous way to get a spoiler, but anyway, I'll explain at the end if necessary. But otherwise, I'm excited to see how this is all going to end. Let's go. Oh, we're in the helmet. Picking up where we left off. Oh, is the scary looking helmet doing something scary? Who would have thought? Oh!
May is on me. She had her hand outstretched. She was killing Soul.
Where is she?
She had a saber in her hand, but she didn't use it.
This is the future you saw.
Without a weapon.
She can kill with no weapon.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
I've seen where they are.
So we go together and see who gets to her first.
Oh, well, won't that be fun? That'll be fun.
Where are we?
There is a version on this planet. I can prove it.
Prove it. Prove what? That murdering our mother was justified?
What happened to you, to your coven, was an accident.
An accident? If it was an accident, then why didn't you tell Osha? Why did you blame it on me?
You started that fire. You locked everyone in.
Because the Jedi invaded our home. Everyone in there died because of the four of you.
It was right for us to intervene. My biggest regret is that I wasn't able to save you both. You and Osha are not twins. You're not even sisters. You're...
Oh! Oh! She pipped him! Uh-oh. Basil's on the case! I mean, Basil's literally like, I can't with you people. I can't.
So you're now Jedi.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
This is a bit far, isn't it?
That's stunning. Oh my word. Oh my word. Determined. Oh! Basil is over it. Oh! 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 Wow.
I've heard some disturbing things.
What have you heard?
That you are running a murder investigation without reporting it to the Senate.
I'm keeping this internal for the moment. I have the authority to take independent action if there's no larger threat.
How can you know there is no larger threat?
All the victims were Jedi.
There are multiple victims?
Oh!
I am very close to apprehending the suspect.
Is the suspect a Jedi?
Very close. Thank you for your concern.
You think my campaign for an external review of the Jedi is a personal vendetta?
If you want my honest opinion, yes.
Good. Here's mine.
I think the Jedi are a massive system of unchecked power, posing as a religion. A delusional cult that claims to control the uncontrollable.
We don't control the Force.
Not the Force. Your emotions. You project an image of goodness and restraint. But it's only a matter of time before one of you snaps. When, not if that happens. Who will be strong enough to stop him?
Oh!
That's certainly an opinion, and not one shared by the rest of the Senate.
The majority of my colleagues can't imagine a galaxy without the Jedi. And I can understand why.
When you're looking up to heroes, you don't have to face what's right in front of you.
Is that all, Senator?
I have reported your lack of transparency to Chancellor Drellick. He may invite you to a Senate tribunal for an update. I hope for your sake you have this suspect in custody by then.
Oh my word.
Now, what is it you say? May the Force be with you.
This man said, "Where's the library?" Because I came here to read. Read, no matter how you
You're
feel
not going to tell me where we're going.
about what he said.
We go together or we don't go at all. That seems fair.
Did I give you the impression
He got
that I
her
was-
together. Okay.
Yes, you did.
We should be trained. Would you ever consider?
No. Told you. I'm not my sister.
Well, you
I
kind
guess
of
we're not.
are. He's intrigued. And I think she's intrigued too, to be fair. Okay. That was the spoiler I think I saw. We'll talk after. It'll be great.
We found Master Soul. He's turned his transponder beacon back on.
Where is he?
Brandok.
Prepare my ship.
She's like, of course.
Gather as many knights as you can without raising alarm.
You anticipate a confrontation?
Resolution.
Oh,
All the way back home.
But they're already there.
it's all coming together. And they're probably gonna fight a lot. Do you like my theme song? Oh.
Getting this elevator operational is the only way in. Unless you want to climb.
Are you sure?
Whoa! What is he, Houdini? My goodness. Yeah, let's just dig into these past wounds. For various characters, not just him.
Thank you for leading me to her.
Ooh!
We make a great team.
Yep. Gonna fight. I will miss these fight scenes. Oh my goodness! Soul! Soul! Whoa! Okay. Soul did not come to fuck around. Wow.
Soul lied to you. He blamed me. Soul never blamed you. He tried to teach me to accept that someone that I love could be capable of this level of destruction. I could never learn to calm my negative emotions, my hatred of you, my grief over our mother. So I never became a Jedi. And I guess in the end you got what you wanted. Soul killed our mother. I saw it with my own eyes. He's lied to you. How could he teach you to control your negative emotions? He's the reason you have them.
Is she gonna believe her, though? I'm
You
not
didn't
sure.
fail.
Oh boy. Okay. The controlling of the emotions is not gonna be happening right now. Okay! Ah! Oh! Okay. All right. All right. I love them doing the same fighting moves. Oh my word. Oh my word. Wow. Wow. Oh! Oh, wow.
This is the source of your pain. Strike them down, and your journey will be complete.
No. I want him to confess what he did. I want him to face the High Council, the Senate, the Republic. I want him to pay for his crimes.
I did the right thing. You and the ocean are the same person. I don't know how your mother did it, but it has something to do with the virgins on this planet.
How she did what?
She created life. Your lives. Do you have any idea what kind of power that is?
And you killed her. You killed our mother.
OSHA's behind you, Soul.
Yes.
All right, it's out. Out in the open. And somehow I have a feeling
Is that true?
that OSHA's vision was of herself.
There was no proof you were created in this way.
Why did you tell me?
They would have sent you away. You were too old to train. They never would have let you become a Jedi. I did what I thought was best for you. I wanted to tell you so many times, but I couldn't.
Stop talking.
I kept this from you so you could have the life you'd always dreamed of. I did everything because I love.
Stop talking.
Oh my goodness. I was wondering if without a weapon meant force choke. Oh my goodness. Oh boy. Oh wow.
You. You're alive.
I knew it!
I know where they are. Follow me.
Oh boy. Oh! Basil's on the case.
Basil, you're right. What a relief.
We have to climb down there. You sure? Trust me.
Oh, interesting. Y'all better move. Basil's coming. And all I'm saying is if Basil was around when Ezra was missing, it wouldn't have taken that long to find him.
I sat here and I waited. Sorry I didn't believe you.
Oh,
I'm sorry I started that fire. You're with me. I am with you. Who taught us that rhyme? I thought you made it up.
If I can find you, so can the Jedi.
well, sure. I mean,
Let my sister go and I will train with you. Are you sure? The Jedi will use me to find you.
I can attempt to wipe her memory. Remove any trace of you or me.
oh my
Do it.
goodness.
Quickly. I can't lose you again. You're not. You're going to do what you were meant to do.
But if they catch up with May, even if she doesn't remember, like, won't they still go after her for
I will find you. I know you will.
killing Jedi?
I'm with you. All is one. Born as two. As above sits the stars. And below lies the...
Oh. Oh.
Don't move. Lay down any weapons that you have and surrender. You're under arrest.
What did I do?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh! hip. Oh.
They say I killed someone, but I don't remember. Fire. It destroyed my home. I'm seeing a man. He killed my mother. So I run away. There's someone that I need to tell,
Oh.
but I can't find her.
Your last memory is from when you were 8 years old. That man who killed your mother was a Jedi. He was my friend. And he did a terrible thing. 16 years ago, 4 Jedi were stationed on the planet Brendok. There, they discovered a force cult of witches. A conflict ensued. There were many casualties. Afterwards, the Jedi conspired to keep their actions secret. Recently, when the truth threatened to come out, a rogue Jedi named Soul killed his accomplices to maintain the cover story. Sorry, my friend. We wholly condemn the actions of Master Soul.
I think in light of these events, Chancellor, we cannot wait for a full Senate vote.
While this is a terrible tragedy, it was the work of one flawed man.
And where is Master Soul now?
He was found dead on Brendok, at the scene of his original crime. I believe he ended his own life. He justified every selfish step with the love he had for your sister.
My sister?
Yeah.
Does the name Osha mean anything? You've been through so much.
I don't know how I feel about
The
this.
Jedi have failed you. I am going to make this right. But I need your help.
With what?
I need you to help me find someone.
Who?
A pupil of mine. Before he turned to evil.
See, that whole relationship I'm very intrigued by. Interested to find out more. I don't know if that's going to happen, but... Oh! I thought
Sorry
that was
to
going to be it.
disturb you, Master. We need to talk.
Oh! 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 Okay. Well, I was quite curious to see how they were going to wrap everything up. And though I think there are some things that could be delved into a bit more, I do like that they focused a lot of this finale on Osha and May and actually had them communicate a bit more. When they first saw each other, my first thought was, I hope that they can talk a little bit before they fight. Because I was like, obviously, I feel like they're going to fight. But that's just how the nature of this show has been going. But I did actually want there to be a bit of clarity for Osha, but also for them to just have a moment, and they really didn't get that much time. Again, there wasn't a ton of maybe breathing room in this episode because so much had to get covered in such a short amount of time. But I wanted them to at least be able to convey where they are now and what their journeys have been, and have a little time to get that out. And I felt like Osha possibly was able to say, you know, flat out, I couldn't let go of these emotions. I couldn't, you know, put them aside. And which, you know, kind of makes her the perfect character to go through this journey that she did. I do like that it seems like throughout the course of this season, May and Osha almost, you know, kind of switched places, not necessarily, I don't mean with everything that they're doing, but just like literally with who they're surrounded by and all of that, a little bit. And I, once we were getting into the episode and May told Osha the truth, I had the suspicion that we were going to watch, especially after Osha was kind of talking about the fact that she couldn't really control certain things, and or her emotions were almost like feeding her a bit. And I think for a long time it was something that really truly scared her, and she ran away from it, and this was her embracing it. So once May told her the truth, and once she heard Soul say it himself, I was like, that's it. Sorry, Soul, I don't. And I have to say, for me, there's a few things about this show that I feel like stood out. I would say the fight scenes is definitely one of them for me. But I also want to say a lot of the performances have been good, but I felt like Lee Jung-jae, I believe that's how you say his name, was phenomenal. To be such a, you know, especially when first introduced, this, you know, kind-hearted, compassionate type of character. But as the, you know, season went on, we are peeling back these layers a bit to see how complicated and tragic his character is, and the way that he was able to convey that. And also, I do believe that I was told that he, like, when he got the role, he didn't know English that well at all, and so he had to learn it in a brief amount of time. And I mean, phenomenal. I am blown away by his performance specifically, and even the way that he just said it's okay to Osha, like right at the end there. It was powerful, and it was really interesting to see these last two episodes in relation to his character. Obviously, the penultimate episode was a lot of his perspective of what went down way back on Brendock and all of that. And I think there was a healthy amount of him, God, I hope I say this correctly, but him convincing himself that he's doing the right thing. And there are reasons that what he was doing was, he felt like it was the right thing to do, you know, but he really clung on to those reasons. And I think because of that, that sort of kept him going, kept him maybe kind of helped a bit with the guilt, and which I think is always there. I'm not saying that it got rid of it by any means, but I think him in his mind prioritizing Osha and in what he thinks is taking care of her, helped him cope with some of that. You know what I'm saying? But there is a very real fact of she trusted you wholeheartedly with everything. And like it even so much so that when May told her the truth, I literally said in my reaction, I'm like, yeah, but is she even going to believe it? I don't know. I think there's been maybe some seeds of doubt, you know, planting in there, but I didn't know that she was even going to believe it, because she does have such a not just an affection for Soul, but just trust. And for that, to find out that somebody that you feel like that is your person, your ride or die, that you has your back no matter what, and to find out they've been lying the entirety of pretty much of you guys knowing each other, well, about killing your mom, you know, and that's rough. That's a rough one, you know, to really come back from. So really, leading up to that big scene, and I didn't feel super shocked watching that, because I was like, I think we were leading here. It seemed to all kind of, you know, come together in this moment, and I was blown away by Lee's performance, but just, I will say, not super shocked that happened. I also did have a feeling, and I don't know that I mentioned it in any reaction, so you just have to take my word for it, but like I did have a feeling that the killing without a weapon was going to be a force choke situation, but I also was sort of like, I don't know, it could have been something else. I wasn't sold on the idea. The one thing I think when I look back on this series, and that's not to say about anything about anything else, but the one thing that I really think I'm going to truly, truly remember is the fight scenes. I've adored them. And I feel like in this episode, I kind of figured out why. And I think I've touched on it before, but I feel like not just are they well choreographed and some really great wow moments or whatever, but I also feel like there is a lot of their personality in, you can tell a lot about a character in this show by how they fight. And I like that. I like the difference between, you know, watching Khmer fight and Soul fight and all of that. And I like the, you know, the May Osha fight where they were doing the exact same moves. I thought that was really, really well done. And I liked seeing the power, and I understand that there was some lightsaber-iness in this, but I like to see the power of, you know, like throughout the series, like the Jedi fighting even without lightsabers, and to see that training come through. I really, really, truly thought the fight scenes were phenomenal. The thing that I am most intrigued by, truly, is Venestra and Khmer and that relationship. Though, you know, we've kind of had the groundwork sort of laid out for that and kind of what happened, but we don't really know what went down. And I think it's interesting. Now, I don't really know Venestra's character that well. Okay? Let's just say that. I don't really know a ton about her and what she's all about, so to speak. However, it was interesting with her saying, you know, soul made, oh God, what did she say? I'm going to misquote it. I'm so sorry. But she said something to the effect of like Soul making certain decisions because of his love of OSHA and stuff like that. And I don't know that it's her love of her former apprentice of Khmer. Maybe fear of him, maybe anger, but some emotion I feel like is driving some of her decision making. Maybe. I don't know. Gonna be interesting. I don't know if this is even getting a season 2. I am not aware of that at all, but I don't look up this stuff, so I'll find out soon enough. But I am intrigued by that, particularly, and wish that there could have been maybe a little bit more of that in the finale, but there was limited time, people. I get it. I really do. The other thing that I do wish we could have seen a little bit of, and I understand it was all covered in the last episode, and there's no need to reiterate. I totally understand that. I wish we could have seen a little bit of the discussion between Soul and May. And not just it being maybe entirely a flashback episode. And I'm sure he was just conveying the events from his perspective and all of that. But I wish we could have seen a little bit more of that just because of the acting that would have happened I feel like during that scene. That's all. And, you know, always great seeing Basil. Very upsetting seeing Pip get kind of turned off at the end there. Don't love that. But I did like Basil. You know, a lot of people watching throughout this show were, you know, Team Jedi, Team Witches, Team Khmer, Team Soul, and I'm just over here on Team Basil, being done with all of you people. Loved. What an icon. All right. And I did want to talk about the spoiler that I got, and it was a ridiculous way to get a spoiler, and also kind of glad I got it. I don't know. Listen. I stay off of social media. I do not go anywhere near anything that I think could spoil me before I film. And for some reason, it was my own mistake. Like, I'm taking the full blame for this. But for some reason, I went to go click on my, like, music app to listen to music while I was doing my makeup. And I accidentally... I don't know, they're not even that close together, but I accidentally clicked on Twitter, and the first thing that I saw, and I was so mad, but it seemed to be a very minimal time-wise part of this episode, was I just saw a tweet that said, Darth Plagueis bitch. I'm not kidding. That's what it said. And that's why I was like, I feel like that's an Acolyte thing. Right? Makes sense. Maybe. You know. But maybe not. Like, I was genuinely like, oh, is that a spoiler? And I got so upset. That I was like, oh shit. And, yeah, it was just so quick, and I got so upset, and I don't know why it happened, but it happened. But honestly, it could have been like just somebody that was just really excited about the character, had nothing to do with the Acolyte. But genuinely, you know, I will say after watching this episode, I'm kind of glad that I saw that maybe it was the Force guiding my finger to the other app, just to, like, Because in all seriousness, and this is kind of for those of you who have been watching my channel for a while, you guys have been with me on my Star Wars journey. I don't think I would have any way of knowing what Darth Plagueis looked like at all. So my reaction probably would have been like, huh. And that's it, you know. And I'm sure that I will get roasted by some people being like, well, then you're not a real fan, and all of that fun stuff. But I mean, yeah, I'm still kind of going through my Star Wars journey, and he did have Darthy vibes. I will say, lurking, very lurky. Okay, there was some Darthy vibes there, but he was serving Darth. However, but yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh my god, it's gonna be some big reveal, but it really wasn't the biggest portion of the episode. I do think it's kind of interesting that. I think it's mentioned that he learned how to create life from the Force and all of that, and I think that's interesting and kind of ties in together with the narrative of this season. But I just wanted to let you guys know how that all went down. Okay, I think that is about it. I'm gonna talk for just a little bit longer, but for those of you who are just here for my thoughts on the episode and all of that, you can shut off now. You don't have to really listen to the rest of this. Okay. I have been outspoken about the fact and have been really, really grateful and thankful throughout my Star Wars journey on my channel that I have been warned about the fandom, but it's been pretty lovely. It's been just wonderful, and I feel really embraced by the Star Wars fandom, and it's been, I can't even tell you how thankful I am for that. I will say this show in some ways ended that. You guys are still great, those of you who are going along with me on the Star Wars journey, and we'll be continuing to watch my Bad Batch reactions and all of that. Love you guys. You guys are amazing. You continue to be amazing. But I think it's been a hot second, I gotta say, since I've gotten so many personal attacks kind of flung my way for watching this show. And you guys know, if you guys watch my channel, you guys know that I don't, sorry, my stomach just growled. I'm so sorry, I'm hungry. You guys know that I don't go into, I don't try to learn anything about the show, because I just want to watch the show and have the reactions be as, genuine as they can be. So I don't do a ton of research about what's going on in the fandom before the show or anything like that. And so a lot of it, I'm just not even privy to, I feel like, a lot of the conflict that is happening and surrounding this show. I'm aware of it, but I don't really know every little detail of, of what it's about. But I have, over the past few weeks, gotten a lot of not just personal attacks. Not even, I'm not even talking about if you don't like the show. I'm not even talking about if you're mad at me for liking the show or watching the show. That's fine. I'm not even talking about if you're like, I'm unsubscribing from you because you're watching this show, which I got a few of those as well. I'm not talking about that. You guys are in the clear. You guys are entitled to your opinion. You know what I mean? I'm talking about the dumb bitches. A lot of dumb bitches. a lot of bimbos. I feel like they're bringing back bimbo, and it's been a lot of these like very nasty personal attacks that I have not gotten with a show in a very, very long time. It's a lot of insulting my intelligence, a lot of making fun of my looks. It's been a lot of that. Now, I do want to say this. I'm fine. Okay? I am absolutely fine. Don't worry. Why I wanted to bring this up is not to really talk about that. Well, I guess it is, but it's not really for myself. I've been doing this for a while. I mean this. I don't really care if a 15-year-old wants to call me a dumb bitch. And you might say, Jess, the sad part is it's not 15-year-olds. Well, then I care even less because they matured into that. You know what I mean? Like if you matured into somebody who does that, then you have more problems than, you know what I mean? Than I care to even acknowledge. However, why I wanted to mention this is because there are a lot of reactors or just content creators for Star Wars that are probably going through very similar things. And if they just started their channel, maybe even if not, but maybe just even if you're somebody who doesn't comment that much, just give them a little support. If you've enjoyed their reactions, whether they liked the show, didn't like the show, whatever, you know, I'm not really commenting on that. Just try to give some support because I know what it's like to be starting out and getting that much stuff. And it's hard. It's hard to not take it personally. It's hard to not, you know, really get down on yourself. So I just want to encourage you guys to let those content creators know that you support them and that, you know, just that you like their content, because some of them might be going through it even if they're not really talking about it. Okay, that's all I wanted to say. Let's try to be supportive of, you know, as much as we can. I don't know. It is what it is. But what is hilarious is most of those, because they were littered with foul language, which I can't judge. I mean, you know, I'm not one to be judging people for using foul language. However, they like all went to my spam folder. So nobody even read them. Tough times for the haters that want to call me a bimbo. All right. That's about it. I do hope that you enjoyed these reactions. And yeah, it's the end of my thoughts from your favorite dumb bitch of the internet. If you would like to support me on Patreon or subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. But if not, I'm just happy that you were here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye.